it's Shannon Wilke with the Shine Advocacy Group. Today we're going to talk about the second step in the process to an IEP, and that is called the IEP Eligibility Meeting. So last week we talked about the request to evaluate, getting consent from the team members and agreeing on evaluations, and then there's a period of time that passes where they do the evaluations on your student. And now we are at the point where you should have a draft of the evaluation. So that's a big takeaway. You can always get a draft of the evaluation, ask for that in writing to prepare for that IEP eligibility meeting. So when you're in this meeting, someone will tell you what the results of the evaluation mean. That can also come before the meeting if you consult with an advocate. We do that often, daily in our practice. And then the end of that meeting will result in the team deciding, does the student meet eligibility criteria? And if so, what category, what legal category will they be eligible for? So to meet criteria, they don't just need a diagnosis. Schools find eligibility. They do not diagnose. For example, if the student has a disability and it's adversely affecting them at school, and the teams found that they need specialized education, then what category under the IDEA, which is the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, that's what that acronym means, what category would the student best fall under? This is important. This is a meeting where I highly suggest bringing a special education expert or advocate to the meeting because we want to make sure that the student is in the correct category. Some of the categories are autism, deaf, blind, deaf, developmental delay, emotional disturbance, hearing impairment, intellectual disability, multiple disabilities, orthopedic impairment, other health impairment, specific learning disability, speech language impairment, traumatic brain injury, or visual impairment. Those are some. Each state has a little bit of difference, but overall the categories are the same and they are important. You did not hear ADHD on that list because ADHD will fall under other health impairment. It means having limited strength, vitality, alertness, or heightened alertness to environmental stimuli. So that is where we have ADHD. It also can be where a student with diabetes, epilepsy, a heart condition, leukemia, that would also fall under this area. So we want to be careful of a few things. Emotional disturbance or emotional disability is a category that no parent should take lightly. If the team is recommending ED or emotional disability, emotional disturbance as your category, make sure that the student truly falls in this category. This would be, a general mood disorder, schizophrenia, if it's just something that has to do with mood and emotional disability. Most of the time, actually none of my clients who have ADHD would fall in this category if ADHD is the umbrella category. Also, clients who have autism will not fall in this category because this category does not explain the sensory and social skills deficits that autism does. So the criteria for autism would include social skills deficits and a sensory need. So we have to make sure that we're on the same page with the school on the category, because I have heard in so many different meetings, the category doesn't really matter. We're still going to get services, but I'll tell you why it matters for multiple reasons. Your student might not be at that school forever. And there are other programs or schools that do care what the category is. Secondly, it is a cheat sheet, cliff notes to your child's needs. If you have a child with autism and the team's telling you, let's just put them under other health impairment, no one will know your child has autism, and they need to know so they can best help them. So that's my 2 cents about the eligibility categories. Make sure that if you can, you take someone to this meeting. It is a very important meeting, and it will then go into how the team can help, which is the IEP. All right, thank you. So that's step 2 in the evaluation process to an IEP.